TCG for a lot of us is a way to decompress. Maybe after a hard day's work, hard day at school, whatever the case may be. It's a chance to socialize, see your friends, certain people you only see maybe one day a week. But some see it as an opportunity. The gold at the end of the rainbow for people with already deep pockets. Most of them aren't fans. They've never watched One Piece. They couldn't tell you the names of the other characters other than Luffy. But, you know, they'll have a profile called Monkey D blah blah blah, or Luffy something something, or Straw Hat something something. Usually the case. And they're not fans of Pokemon, they're not fans of Gundam, they're not fans of Disney. The list goes on and on. Most of them aren't players. But Lord knows they're out there in their private Discords and Facebook groups, plotting, searching for the next card that they can buy out and pump. Most of us aren't stupid. We know it happens. But there's not a lot we can do. They're not breaking any laws. They're spending their money how they want, which, you know, that's one argument for their case, I guess. I mean, we can stop giving them our money. I think that's probably rule number one. Just stop giving these guys our money. That's the only way it's going to stop. But I'm sick. I'm sick of the greed, for one. It's just an absurd amount of greed. A level of greed that it exceeds what is viable for other people to enjoy stuff. And I'm sick of the lack of consideration to how things like this affect other people for the chance at a buck. I'm not saying that this would happen, but hypothetically, if these sort of investors and scalpers and whatever end up killing these games like Pokemon and One Piece, and again, I'm not saying it will, but if it got to that point, the people that do this stuff wouldn't blink twice. They wouldn't give a shit. They'd jump to the next hype thing, fucking Labubus, sneakers, Beanie Babies. We've seen it all. They just go from one thing, hit up the new hot hype thing, put their money there, and it is what it is for them. They don't care that, again, hypothetically, they wouldn't give a shit if a game that you loved and you've invested time and made friendships over, and is it's become a weekly tradition. If I stopped going to One Piece and stopped playing One Piece, fuck my YouTube channel. I don't give a fuck about my YouTube channel. I get even with my YouTube channel, if this finished tomorrow, I'd find another game to play, and I'd find another thing to make content out of, because I enjoy making content. But I wouldn't have my game. I wouldn't have One Piece to play anymore. I didn't play TCG before. I collected before I played One Piece, but I didn't play any TCG before One Piece came around. I started playing this game because of my love for One Piece. It's my favorite show of all time. It's the first anime that I really connected to on a level, hit me in the. Ugh. But these people don't care about that. It doesn't matter to them. A buck is a buck, and they want to make money. It's the same thing we see in the greater world. Obviously, that this is our own sort of world. Even in the greater world, it's already wealthy individuals buying up assets and then leaving us to feed on the scraps. Or you end up paying for the overpriced goods because they have a monopoly on it, and you've got no other choice. Happens. I thought One Piece was in a very healthy spot before the investors came over from what I can assume is Pokemon. And this could have been for many reasons. Maybe they feel they've pumped what they can out of One Piece. Like I said, they need to find the next big hype thing, which I also doubt, because they're still very much doing that in Pokemon. It's impossible to get anything. They've got bots. it's to the point where they're not even doing it themselves anymore. They've got software, you know, they've got stuff that can just buy it all before you can automatically. Like, the new hype, I think more than likely a lot of it came from the Dodgers promo. That was a whole mess. It's still a bit of a mess. It gave vibes of like Van Gogh Pikachu, but in the Dodgers state. Like, I'm seeing pictures of people with like bags full of these promos. They've gone there, like, taking planes all the way to LA to go to this event just to pick up cards to go and sell them for extortionate amount of money. I get it, like, to an extent, it's a great card. Like, if I could afford to have gone to that game to like have a holiday, watch a baseball game, and get a sick card, I probably would have done it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, but I would have done it. Would I have stood there hunting people down, trying to buy all their cards off them so that I could sell them in a couple months' time or something? Fuck no, I wouldn't. But whatever has caused it has caused this unbalance. Now, I sort of see TCG having these three pillars. Like, this is something I sort of thought of about, like, while I was writing this shit. But it has three sort of main pillar or main components, whatever. However the fuck you wanna see the three things, that's up to you. Use your imagination. But you've got a player base, you've got a collector base, and then you've got like a market. Now those three things have to be healthy for this game to work. Like, they can be a bit out, but if one's completely out of the other, it doesn't work. And the market one's an important one. Like, if you don't have a healthy market, you can't have people collect or play. If a collector base is too high, it might be hard for the players to get cards, like all sorts of things like that. Which, you know, to an extent, I don't think that really happens in One Piece. I think we're okay on that front. I think that doesn't usually happen in most cases. Like, we've seen it a few times in this game so far, where certain cards have been so expensive because they're really playable cards, but people buy them out because we know 3 months in advance, or we did before. Luckily, we're about to be on a global release, so this should happen less. We know 3 months in advance that, for instance, Cavendish is going to be the most playable and like low printed card in a set. People online will be like, right, we need to go and grab these because they're going to be playable for basically until that card's out of print. And then when we have them, we can sell them when everyone needs them. It's the perfect plan. And it creates panic, and it creates FOMO, and it creates all this like sort of hype of quick, we need to get this. And like, don't get me wrong, part of this is down to maybe printing of certain stuff. Like, that doesn't help the situation at all. But this matter of greed, where it's let me capitalize on the misfortune of other people, essentially, that's what it is. It's you knowing that some people aren't going to be able to get this stuff. Let me grab some of those so that I can make some money off it down the line. Whack. And what my fear is with, especially like a TCG like One Piece that has such a high ratio of players to collectors, or maybe it's not so much anymore, which that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But my worry is that the more people get into this hype of let me buy these cards before they go up, is like pricing people out. And it's the same with the billionaires, the ultra rich, and these like sort of ultra landlords that own all these properties. Like, they'll go to maybe not a struggling neighborhood, but like a cheap neighborhood, buy up all the property prices go out, you price out the people that live there already. Same thing happens in TCG. If the players can't get the cards, they'll stop playing eventually. And again, I'm not saying that this is happening now, but that's a worry for me down the line. It won't stop me playing. Like, I'm lucky enough, privileged enough to be able to live somewhere where I can get stock very easily. Like, luckily around, like, in London, it's typically not that hard to get stock. But I hear people in Australia and in the US and in Canada. I think those are like the main ones. But they're always saying on videos like, oh, I'm finding it really hard to get this. I'm finding it really hard to get that. Those sort of players, and especially new players will be discouraged by that. People that can't afford, and like One Piece has been a very cheap game to be able to build a deck and just play. Like, this sort of thing will stop making it so easy for people. And that's rubbish. And all these investors using this like trader jargon and like investor jargon and like billionaire bullshit, like thinking they're the Wolf of Wall Street, but you just sound like the Fox of Shit Creek, talking about diversifying your portfolio. Today's price is not tomorrow's price. And I don't think the rise of certain collecting apps, I won't name names, there's loads of them, to be fair, it's not just one. One of them's quite prevalent, but I won't name names. They treat it like a literal stock market. And I know like TCG Player, Card Market does similar things as well. Like, I think they're great because it does allow us to buy cards a lot easier than just going to your store. Your store might not have them, though. I think they are necessary. But the way these like apps, like they look like stock markets, and they'll say on it your portfolio. Like, at that point, is it about collecting, or is it about making investments? Is it about making money on it? Like, it will show you what cards are doing well and what cards are doing bad. What's the new hype card that you should be running for, FOMOing for, grabbing up. And even things like market watches, which again, they're not inherently bad. And this is no shade to anyone who does market watches at all. I think they're great. I watch them sometimes. Like, a market watch isn't inherently bad, but shitty people use them, or abuse them, I should say. It makes it easier for them to either sort of spot trends or know which card is coming up to be the card to buy out. Like, if they see, oh, that's really dipped, that's gone really cheap, and they've just told me that this card's usable in, I don't know, a set away, and they're saying you should get these now while they're still cheap, some arsehole's going to go and buy 50 of those and reduce the amount that there is for the other people that need to play, and helping create like these sort of small monopolies. And it sucks, man. It sucks. It sucks for you lot. It sucks for those people that didn't get the cards when they first came out. Maybe they don't have enough money. Maybe they don't have... And look, not having enough money is a difficult thing when you play or collect TCG. It is just one of the things that comes with it, unfortunately. But it is. But this doesn't make it any easier for anyone, is my point. And I don't want to be all doom and gloom, because it's still great out there. The communities, like, there's so many different communities as well. Like, I have my own here, all these other amazing channels that have theirs, different communities at card shows, at different like local game stores. Like, the one I go to is amazing. They run all the different games. They have such a big player base, and like, you're always seeing the same faces, some new faces as well. I've met loads of new people recently, like, and I'm still so appreciative of that. It's not all doom and gloom, but just this in particular, I think seeing it happen in Pokemon so bad for like the last maybe couple of months, maybe 6 months or so, and like this being the reason why I stopped collecting Pokemon a couple years ago anyway. Now that I'm seeing it happen again, and see them come over to One Piece is just like, it's so disheartening, but is what it is. The good will always prevail. I believe that. I genuinely do. But yeah, stop buying off as scalpers. Fuck these guys. Stop selling to investors, flippers, all of these donuts. Go make friends. Go play cards. Be a good person. Help people when you can. And yeah, don't worry. This will all blow over when they jump over to the next fucking game. Right, in a bit. Love you all. Deuces. Just to clarify, I'm not digging out anyone that sells cards online. Selling stuff is part, like I said, having a marketplace and selling stuff is part of TCG. I fully understand that. And you selling some singles I sell singles on eBay. Like, not loads, but if I have spares that I don't need, I will sell them on eBay. The main people I'm digging out are investors, people who buy in large amounts cards that are not worth loads of money and pump them to be worth loads of money. Those are the main people I'm having a go at here. Nothing to do with small time players and collectors selling cards here and there. Just to clarify, don't be upset. I'm not having a moan at you. Have a good day.